Good morning, folks. We're finally back out at the forge. Going to do a little project today. A client sent me a message this morning. Said that he had an old wrench that belonged to his dad and was hoping to have a knife possibly forged out of it. It's not typically something I do, but it sounds like a fun little project, so I thought I would do one of mine. I've got an old 12-inch adjustable. I had welded a handle on it, was using it for a twisting wrench, but the screw's stripped out, no good anymore. We're going to cut this off on an angle to make our point, because hey, no need not cheating when you can cheat, right? Then we're going to see what we can do. We'll get it hot and smash it a few times and see what happens. All right, let's get started. I'm going to start out by using the power hammer and forge out the the ridges that run up the side of the wrench. Those are in there to give the wrench lateral strength. And those of you that watch my videos in the past, you'll notice that things are moving slower today. I decided to do the forging of this one in real time. Usually I run everything on fast forward at double speed. I decided to go with just, let folks see how long it actually takes. Well, of course, I'm cutting out the heating time. And you can see there that I've got a problem forming on the end of that knife stock, on the end of the billet, because I didn't think about the way the two ridges on the edge of the knife would force out the top and bottom of the steel that's going to be the blade. So, yeah, I'll end up having to grind that off before I can go to the anvil. Right now, all I'm trying to do is get a good flat shape here to forge the blade out of. Not trying to work fast, just trying to go nice and easy with it. I've got plenty of coal so I can take my time. Work too fast, make too many mistakes. It's not looking so bad. And I'm forging it on the angle because I want the blade to actually have a ridge on the back like a thumb rest, a ridge running along the spine. And by forging the channels out flat, that's going to force the part that's going to be the spine up a little higher and give me exactly what I want. Could have done this on the anvil, no problem, but I'm always running short on time, so to the power hammer we go. That's actually turning out pretty close to right. Now, like I said, I'm going to have to go to the grinder and nip off just a little bit of that tip to get it shaped the way I want it before I go to the anvil. Just going to even things up. And we'll go over to the anvil and get started. The first thing I need to do, because this forged out rather thin, is I'm going to have to force that tip, and I'm just going to go ahead and forge the profile out on this knife. Because this stock is so thin, I'm not going to get a lot of backward curve by forging in the bevels. So I really don't need to put a backward curve in this blade. So I'm going to forge the profile out. If I'd realized that before, I could have just cut the tip off with the grinder, but I didn't realize it, so now we have to forge the tip back around to what's supposed to be the spine. Oh well, I'm not ashamed to show my mistakes. Getting almost a clip point there, short clip point. I certainly don't want that. I want the spine of this blade to be pretty straight. maybe just a little curve in it. I want sort of a Skinner blade, a wide Skinner blade. Not much curve, maybe just a touch of curve in the blade. Starting to get there. Oh yeah, that's looking pretty good. Almost ready to start forging in those bevels. I think I'm going to go ahead and, when I forge the bevels, I think I'm going to forge them pretty narrow down to the edge. Don't want wide bevels coming way up on the blade on this. Going to forge them pretty narrow. Give myself the opportunity to do a Scandi grind or grind the bevels farther up the blade, whichever I think looks right. Start driving those bevels in. Work both sides, keep it in the center. And just gradually work out the length of the blade. No need to get in a hurry. Plenty of coal, plenty of time. One messed up hammer blow would just add more time to finishing this knife, so it's better to just take your time to start with. Make sure our profile's still good. And work on the bevels a little more. Really pretty happy with the way this is coming out. Work our bevel on around the tip. Now I realize that's going to cause the tip to curve up. Not going to worry about that too much. It's just going to help accentuate that little curve I wanted in the blade. And I can work the spine a little with the grinder and get it exactly the way I want it. That's pretty good. Okay, so went on ahead and heat treated the knife, normalized it, and hardened it. Hadn't gone through tempering yet. I'll do that in a minute. Went on ahead and took it to the grinder and messed with it a little bit. Hadn't done a Scandi grind in a while, so I thought I'd put a nice little Scandi edge on that. That's very sharp. And that's what we came out with. And that's not too bad. I'm sure somebody will want to have that, and if they don't, I'll keep it for myself. Hope you enjoyed the video. Be sure and hit that like button. Be sure and subscribe for more content. God bless and have a great day.